go to the witness list.
Very good.
Bill
That was good,
Feltner and William
For the
Vernon and
This is
Kelly
for the
Sheridan. Gentlemen, I noticed that you've signed up on both bills, so that's why I've called you to, okay? Thank you.
We're here to support the dead.
They're not dead yet.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee for allowing me to speak. My name is Bill Felkner. I maintain a website called riestate.tax.com, and we have some original research and survey material on the estate tax, and I wanted to share that with you today. And I am here to testify in support of the Bill 7064, 7140, and 7814. Before I begin, though, we're talking about people moving, and I'd like us all to think of how many of us know people that have moved out of the state, not necessarily due to the estate tax, but they've just moved. We see that we have a serious problem with this, and one of the things that we tried to do is to quantify this problem of outmigration and find any correlations that we could with the estate tax and other issues. So firstly, what we did was we looked at census data and found that in 19 of the last 23 years, more people have moved out of Rhode Island than have moved in. If you take out what I call the 9/11 effect, a small bump in 2000, but predominantly in 2001, 2002, and 2003, when large numbers of people from New York moved into Rhode Island, other than those years, we've lost more people than moved in just about every single year. So what we decided to do was dig a little deeper and find, well, that's people. What about wealth? What has the wealth done? This is a different data set. This is from 95 to 2009. But what we found was during that time, the people moving out of Rhode Island had an adjusted gross income of $1.3 billion more than the people that moved into the state. Now, this is shocking to me, at least, because when you look at the flow of people, it was relatively consistent and actually has gotten better in more recent years. But the most shocking part about this statistic is that of the 1.3 billion, 1.17 billion, or 90% of that money left from 2004 on. Now, earlier when I talked about people moving out of the state, clearly not everybody moves because of the estate tax. Indeed, it wasn't until 2004 when the federal laws changed that allowed people the opportunity to avoid the estate tax, and that's when we saw people and wealth started moving. So when you look at the IRS numbers and the census numbers together, what you see is a relatively consistent outflow of people, more people moving out than moving in. It's getting slightly better in more recent years, but the outflow of migration just did a nosedive. From 2004 on, again, in the first 8 years, we averaged, just to make sure I have my numbers right, $14 million a year in lost AGI. But in the 6 years from 2004 on, we've lost an average of $190 million. This is a dramatic increase. So we can make inferences from these numbers all we like, but we thought we'd take it a little bit farther and just ask them, why did you move? We did find research in Connecticut from 2008, and they surveyed every financial planner they could find, got 166 respondents, and what they found was that of the people that moved, 53% of the clients that moved said they did so primarily due to the estate tax, and 77% said they did so partially due to the estate tax. So we did a survey of financial planners here in Rhode Island. We surveyed all the members of the Financial Planners Association of Rhode Island, and we found remarkably similar results. The results they showed were 55% of the people that moved did so primarily due to the estate tax and 72% partially due to the tax. So I bring these numbers up, and again, you can't use correlation to infer causality. We hear people talking that they know people that have done this. They hear people talking about it. It's very clear that people are leaving due to many marginal drivers, but something happened in 2004 that drastically changed the outmigration of our wealth, and obviously we believe it's the estate tax. So, and one caveat, in this 2008 survey done by Connecticut, they did have the fiscal cliff at that time too. So to say if it was the level or the cliff, I can't say, but there was clearly something within that estate tax that at least over 50% of the people said they'd move because of the tax. So again, I present that material. It's all on riestate.tax.com, or I'm happy to provide more information individually to the members. But I want to share that, put some numbers behind the comments made by other people, and support those bills. Happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much.